Mortem Pat, post-mortem Pat, post-mortem Pat, the pathology child. Just as day is morning, across the hill. Post-mortem Pat, post-mortem Pat, post-mortem Pat, the pathology child. Over vales and rivers, the bad news he delivered. Pat's lacking all communication skill. Everybody knows his bright red van carries the results of the lymph node biopsy. Maybe you can always be sure with a knock, a ring, it's bad news through your door. Mortem Patty looks at crackers, early in the morning, just as day is dawning. Mortem Patty eviscerates your ground.
Torrential rain, hurricane-force winds and extremes of temperature. Post-mortem Pat arrived at Mrs. Goggins' post office to pick up the day's bath reports, shaking the snow off of his umbrella.
Bloody global warming!
Said Pat.
Oh yes, apparently the bridge to Thompson's firm collapsed in last night's severe gale. Both are force 11.
Said Mrs. Goggins.
I think you'll find that force 11 is a violent storm. Severe gale is force 9.
Said Pat, looking through his health reports.
Oh, looks like there's a case of hyperkalemia at Thompson's farm.
Said Pat.
That's a high potassium to you, Mrs. Goggins.
Oh, Pat, you are funny.
Said Mrs. Goggins. Pat was on his way. But who's that standing by the road? It's George Lancaster.
Hello, George.
Said Pat, looking up at the clouds.
That nimbostratus doesn't bode too well. Still, I've got the results of your liver biopsy. Looks like it is cancer after all. Still, it could be worse.
How could it be worse?
Asked George.
The rising columns of moist air could coalesce to form a cumulonimbus.
Replied Pat.
Cheerio!
Pat was on his way. He was as he delivered the bath reports. Next stop was the church. But Pat's van overheated as he went up Wendell Pike. The heat was unbearable as Pat walked up the hill to the church. Reverend Tim's urethral swab was back. Pat was pleased to tell him himself. When he arrived, the morning service was in full swing, and Pat called out from the back of the church.
You'll be pleased to know that your urethral swab grew a fully sensitive gonorrhea!
Oh,
Pat only just managed to catch Miss Hubbard as she ran out of the church and climbed onto her bicycle.
We got the results of your blood film, Miss Hubbard. It shows a monomyelocytic megakaryocytes with target cells, hypersegmented neutrophils, and a leukocytoclastic response.
Said Pat.
Oh no, not again.
Retorted Miss Hubbard as she cycled off in the direction of the After school, Pat was able to catch the children during their morning break. Katie and Tom Pottage were playing on the slide.
Hello, Katie and Tom. I've got the results of your DNA tests. Looks like you've got different fathers after all.
Hello, Pat. Would you like a cake?
No,
That gave Pat an idea of how to break the bad news to Granny Dryden.
no, thank you, Granny. But help yourself. But be careful it doesn't get stuck in your esophageal adenocarcinoma.
Pat was about to leave when he heard a choking behind him. Poor Granny Dryden was breathing her last. There was just time for a quick post-mortem, so Pat got out his tools.
Last night's gales blew down one of my pots at Greendale Pathology Museum. One of Granny Dryden's kidneys will come in handy as a replacement.
He slipped it into his pocket. It was time to get back to Mrs. Goggins at the post office.
Hello, I've just heard they're bringing in e-requesting of back forms.
Said Mrs. Goggins.
That means people will be able to check their own results electronically.
Oh, it won't catch on.
Said Pat.
No, what people need is the caring human touch that they only get from their local pathology service.
As he drove back home in his red van, being careful not to slide on the ice, Pat felt that after such a busy day,